Hello there everyone and welcome back to Push Square. My name is Aaron and today we're diving into Liam Croft's review of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. So, if you're into a bit of nostalgia, here's our PS5 review. After an era of pachinko machines and sports clubs, Konami is back. Well, its old games are back. The Japanese company is on a mission to regain the fans it lost after abandoning the hardcore gaming space, and turning nostalgia into dollars was always going to be the first thing it did. A more expansive remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is on the way, but for now we have the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, which makes the first three classics playable on modern hardware once more. This trip down memory lane is a reminder of why the three titles are a lock in any top 50 list of the greatest games ever made, but the digital packaging that brings them back can leave much to be desired. What we have here is the original Metal Gear Solid presented in all of its PS1 glory, coupled with the PS3 HD remasters of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Alongside them is a bevy of bonus content taken from the Substance and Subsidence re-releases on PS2, as well as extra material like digital comics, soundtracks and screenplays. Metal Gear Solid uses a 4:3 ratio at its original 30 frames per second, with customizable borders to fill the gaps in your TV. Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater meanwhile sport a 1080p resolution and run at 60 frames per second. There are no extra bells or whistles to be found in the new Master Collection. The three games are as they were either 25 years ago or following the PS3 remasters from Bluepoint Games, save for a small resolution bump. Given the power Konami has access to in the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and top of the range PCs, this is somewhat of a disappointment. So much more could have been done, even just on the purely resolution or frame rate ends, to make these three classics shine once more. The unique direction of Hideo Kojima is clear to see, but it's smeared somewhat by PS1 pixels and dated PS3 visuals. What really lets the overall package down though is how all of this content is presented to you. We can't speak to how the Master Collection is handled on other consoles or PC, but on PS5, nothing feels cohesive. What you're actually getting is 5 separate apps on the PS5 home screen rather than a single comprehensive bundle. The three main Metal Gear Solid games have their own launchers, versions of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake are packaged into one, and then there's even more bonus content housed in a fifth, completely separate application. It's a really messy way of structuring the collection because it doesn't really feel like one at all. It's fine for jumping in and out of one specific title, but you've got to play a guessing game to locate the extra content. For example, you'll find the bonus master books and screenplays built into the game apps themselves, but then the graphic novels are siloed off in the launcher purely for bonus features. Except that application isn't just for the extra bits and pieces at all, because you'll find another version of Metal Gear in there as well as Metal Gear Snake's Revenge. Yeah, it feels like a release put together with a Pritt stick rather than superglue, with content spilling out into other apps when it really could have all been housed under one roof. All of the bonus features you'd want out of a special release are here, but they're arranged in such a way that it's sometimes difficult to locate things, and it's always messy. The biggest offence of all is that each app takes up its own slot on your PS5 profile page, meaning you'll get a long, ugly list of Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 repeated 5 times over. The listings aren't even individualised for each game. Thankfully, this becomes a bit of a non-issue once you actually boot up and get started with one of the main three games. There's nothing else quite like a Metal Gear Solid game out there, and dipping your toes into any one of them is enough to consider ignoring your current gen backlog for a few playthroughs all over again. Its unique mixture of stealth gameplay and lengthy story heavy cutscenes is unmatched to this day. It's baffling that nobody has tried to earnestly create their own take on such sneaking missions in the time since Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain was released. As such, the series continues to stand alone, meaning Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater still more than hold up 3 generations later. From the wild story of the Big Shell incident to the harsh jungles of Snake Eater, it's a joy to return to these experiences on current hardware. Their 20-minute cutscenes are a welcome invitation, their stealth gameplay and big boss rank attempts a fun challenge. The PS1's Metal Gear Solid presents more of a challenge though. At 30 FPS with unresponsive heavy controls, it feels a lot more dated compared to the rest of the package. Nostalgia will get returning fans through, though you might find the PS5's controls more frustrating than you expect, but it'll come as little surprise if complete newcomers fail to stick with it. The first game feels pretty archaic at this point and proved tough for even us to return to. Still, the Master Collection marks the first ever trophy list for Metal Gear Solid, and earning a platinum gong for such a coveted title is an offer most fans won't be able to refuse. Along with an updated trophy list for Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater, the Master Collection is the best way to experience all three masterpieces at once since the PS3 days. Luckily, the 5 apps at least make it clear and obvious where to locate the main classics. So, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. It bundles together 3 of the greatest games ever made, but does so in a completely convoluted manner. Spread across 5 apps on the PS5, it can be a frustrating challenge to locate specific versions or the bonus features that you need. The digital packaging surrounding the 3 classics doesn't quite feel like the labour of love that it should do, but once you sink into the PS1 original, Sons of Liberty or Snake Eater, it's abundantly clear there's still nothing quite like Metal Gear Solid. Konami's Master Collection gets by on the everlasting qualities of its fallen series, not the means that have brought it back. And that is our review for Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this upcoming release and whether you plan on picking it up. Thank you once again for checking out the video. Be sure to subscribe for more PlayStation video content. And as always, until next time, I've been Aiden, and this has been Push Square.